This is Yomacon, this is Youmacon, Yomacon, Yomacon, Yomacon! Hello and welcome back to Cowabunga Corner. In this episode, I am talking about Youmacon. Youmacon is an anime convention in the Detroit, Michigan area. It is a convention I watched grow. Their first con was in 2005, and now, all these years later, they went from the small Troy Hilton Hotel all the way up to using both the Renaissance Center and Cobo Hall, the biggest convention I go to in the Michigan area, and I love it. Now, one of the best things about it is Ninja Turtle guests. Yes, an anime convention that brings in Ninja Turtle guests. There's actually a lot of them, because the voices in both the Next Mutation and the 4Kids series are also well-known anime voice actors. So you can go from Kirby Moru, Scott McNeil, Michael Sinter Nicholas, Wayne Grayson, and match those names up and you'll find animes are connected to them. And because of that, anime cons are a great area for Ninja Turtle fan meetups. And some conventions, including Youmacon, take on the fact that these are Ninja Turtle guests. They are bringing in Ninja Turtle fans, so why not make a thing about it? And in 2007, Youmacon let me host a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle panel at their convention. This is from the Youmacon 2007 TMNT panel with guest Michael Sinter Nicholas and Wayne Grayson. Check it out. Hello everyone and welcome to the Ninja Turtle panel. Very sorry about the lateness. The papers you were handed is a little brief history on Ninja Turtles, just very brief, and also a list of upcoming events that for the next 2 years of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are coming out for their 25th anniversary. Is there another paper? Because I realized Mike never got one. This is my first time actually running a panel. I've been to a gazillion of them now.
Thank you.
Yes, I gave you one earlier.
I have it in the
Oh, yes. My name is Michelle Ivy.
Hi, Michelle.
Yes. And
Go Ninja Go.
Vanilla Ice out of all the things.
I liked it. He's a legitimate artist.
Turtle Power was a better song. Okay. Follow Your Heart is awesome. Yes. Our guest today is Michael Sinter Nicholas, Leonardo. Michelangelo as Wayne Grayson. The heads up here are actual movie props from the third movie with the animatronics actually still inside of them.
They're real heavy.
Yes, they are heavy heads. Mikey does not want to stay up, so we had to use CDs to hold them up.
He's lazy.
Yeah, he is.
Talking in the third person, he's lazy and stupid. Lazy and cowardly.
So, I would like each of these two to introduce how they got into voice acting real fast, brief, and how they got into the Ninja Turtle world of voice acting, briefly. Since every panel, they ask that.
That's true. Guess I got into voice acting when I was younger. I always wanted to be an actor, and I was always cutting up, making little sketches that I made my brother act in, and did funny voices all the time, and spent a lot of time in college trying to get rid of my native New York accent, which wound up working against me because I wound up getting cast as Joey in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really needed the accent for that. Yeah, I wound up just randomly auditioning for something that was in backstage, the actor's paper, which is now online now, so I won't even call it a paper. And I got cast in something, and it kind of snowballed, and I met people, and somehow got into the 4Kids circle during the Yu-Gi-Oh! Casting, and about a year and a half after I got Yu-Gi-Oh! They put out the call for Turtles casting, and I said, well, that sounds pretty cool, and I was a big fan of Michelangelo. Went in, they played us a bunch of clips from the first live-action movie and said, do that, and we all kind of like copied Corey Feldman et al., and I wound up getting cast as Michelangelo, and then I met great people like John Campbell. And Mike. Yeah.
Good. I always studied acting since I was very young. At the time, I guess at first when I was in London, I grew up in London and went to the Italian Conti School, which a lot of the Noel Coward went there, and a bunch of the kids from Harry Potter went there.
There's that name you dropped.
Oh, thanks. Noel Coward. So, Google him. what? Then I moved to America, the land of opportunity, and I kept acting, and then I went to a conservatory, which ended me up in North Carolina. Conservatory like for classical theater and ballet and all such things. So ballets come in really handy for voice acting. So
Obviously. I've always admired your poise.
yeah, because I got a good attitude. That's a dance move. Anyway, I then was in North Carolina and heard about auditions for these anime series that were going on, which I knew about because I was a big anime fan in high school. Back in my day, there was no internets or BitTorrents, so we would get VHSs that were not translated at all and watch them over and over again and figure out what's happening. I learned Nani very early, but not much else. Then I got into like these series that were being done by Animego when they were first dubbing in the early 90s, and then moved to New York, this, that, and the other. I was directing an anime series called Berserk, and one of the people in the cast said that she just auditioned for the April O'Neil part, and I should totally be in it. I'd be a great turtle, and I was like, well, I don't know the 4Kids people. So she's like, well, just go, just crash the audition. And I was like, what are you talking
Crash
about?
the audition?
I don't know, I don't crash, I hold auditions, I'm legitimate. And she's like, you better. And I said, but I'm kind of sick today. And she goes, if you don't go, I'll kick your ass. You can believe that. And I think she could kick my ass, so I went. And I had no place being there, and I was very nervous, and I said, audition, turtles, and remember Rita, who used to work the front desk?
Yeah.
She was kind of mean looking until we got to know her.
She's intimidating.
And she's like, excuse me, what are you doing here? And I was like, I'm going to be kicked out of my butt. And George came up, who was the talent coordinator at the time, and he was like, excuse me, why are you here? And I was like, so my friend had told me her vocal coach had recommended her, and
What's funny is that Rita is really intimidating, and George was the sweetest guy ever, so you went like, your emotions were just doing a zigzag.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing.
So I'm sure you're in a great place to audition.
I went in with Mike Pollock, actually, who I had gotten doing his first cartoon stuff for, actually in Demon Fighter Code Show and then Twin Signal, the first things I directed in New York in anime, and then this is such a convoluted, crappy story now.
Is it going to have an end anytime soon?
I said breathe.
And the cast me. So, but the point is, wow, I suck at talking. I went in there, had no place to be there, was nervous. Who are you? Michael. And Mike Pollock was like, he's not expected. Anyway, so then they gave me some sides. Actually, they said, okay, well, can you come back at like 7 o'clock? Because we don't have you in the schedule. So I said, okay. So I came back at 7 o'clock, and they gave me Mikey, Donnie, and Leo. And Raph was sewn up. And so clearly, John Campbell sounds like a teenager. So I read them all, and I thought Leo was going to be my crappiest one because the description for them actually, as I remember the one for Leonardo at least, was the same thing they had on the website, which is ripped straight out of the show Bible, which is a huge document that has character designs, episode summaries, and like the whole design document for everyone working on the show, the Bible. And it said Leo is everything you want from a hero and more. Which doesn't really say anything.
And more?
And more. It's
Save me and give me a vanilla shake.
I like scratch and sniff. My hero doesn't have that. Well, he can't fly. I like Arby's.
Is this story ending?
No.
You went way off.
We got like 30 more minutes for me to talk about.
I threw you off of that shake bit.
Point is, I went in there. I thought Leo was gonna be my crappiest one. I actually told the producer, could we do Leonardo first? I think it's going to be the crappiest one. I was going to get out of the way.
You went in like barked orders too?
No, I didn't bark orders. The thing was,
let's do Leonardo first.
No.
Bring on Michelangelo.
I was totally like meek about it. So he was like, "What? Are you telling me you're bad?" Like, so he's like,
"I wouldn't cast me if I were you."
So then I went with it and I said, "Actually, I'm not very talented. Can we please get this over with as quickly and painlessly as possible?" So he laughed. And then I did it, and immediately was like, see, it doesn't sound big and her enough, which I thought is what they were going for. And he goes, that's cool, they're teenagers. And I went, oh, yeah. So I did it again.
It's the first word in the title.
Teenage.
Yeah. Anyway.
So then I did it again, and he liked it, and I moved on and thought that Donnie, I nailed. I was like, I'm such a nerd, I can talk about tech stuff with impunity, and I
really
correct
can.
the script. I really can.
Clearly.
I just spent my day at Guitar Center, and I bought some endorsement for M Audio. So I ended up getting called into that. But as on the way out the door, Carol Weissman, the other producer, was like, just because I don't know how you came in here, can I just grab your number? And she wrote on a scrap of paper, literally a scrap, that had other things on it. And then I got a phone call saying, you got cast, but who the hell are you? Because you weren't actually supposed to come in. Yeah. So I crashed the audition.
Really, you could have just said that, and we could have been 3 questions.
I'm really sorry.
Want to take a breath? There you go.
One more question from me before opening up to everyone to ask questions, and that was your feelings of Ninja Turtles before you got your role on Turtles.
You want to take a break and I'll handle this for a second? You need a throat lozenge? I don't know if anybody was at the superhero panel before, but I had just said that when I was younger, I was a big, and I still am a big comic book fan. I love comic books, always have, always will. And I remember when the Turtles first came out in
1984.
84. I did get a 4th printing of the first issue, which I understand is worth some money. But
1984.
There you go. But I did go to a comic store and I saw the Turtles. I saw like the first printing for sale, and I laughed it off like, "What? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I'm 12. I'm so smart. I don't mess with that nonsense.
It's only black and white.
Yeah, there's black and white. I like color comic books." So I passed on that, which was stupid. Yeah, I read the comic from that point on. A friend of mine in junior high school turned me on to it. Liked it. Always liked Michelangelo. He's my favorite, mainly because of the nunchucks. And then the cartoon started in
1987.
87. Thank you. But I was just getting to the point where I was too old for, well, I thought too old for cartoons, and I had better things to do with my time. So I watched the first couple episodes. Thought it was funny. Didn't really care for it. Pizza, Cowabunga, okay, whatever. And then I grew up, went to college and everything, and wound up getting this thing, and was really, really happy that I got Michelangelo, because it was my favorite. Do it that quick.
I've always liked animation long before I shouldn't watch it anymore, you know, which now it's cool, but there was a time when there was no Adult Swim.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There was Liquid Television, but that was like, so, that was for people who did drugs, and I never did. Nah, all right, what am I talking about? So I did, I was a little bit too old for it as well, you know, but I still watched it and thought it was kind of goofy, but kind of fun, but it wasn't really my target age. I was too old for it, but I got to college, my conservatory, and we had a movement teacher from Russia who was from the Vovtongov school, Felix Ivanov. He now teaches at Juilliard. And he didn't speak any English. And the only TV he had was a TV that was in his Radio Shack jam box, and he used to watch Turtles, and he learned to speak English watching Turtles.
Right on.
So our classes consisted of, Cowabunga. And
Pirouette with perhaps pepperoni.
he would say, let's blow this popsicle stand. And I was like, are you serious? And that was my, but then I got into the comic book a little bit. A friend of mine lent me like they re-released it as graphic novels, and it was awesome. And I read that, and then I got cast, and I was like, oh my god, I got cast! And I also thought for the first year I was going to lose the part. Because because 4Kids replaces people all the time.
That's true.
And I was the new kid. I'd never done anything there, and you all knew each other. And I was like, hi, guys, can I have the ball? No. and
Just need a shot.
I was like, I'm not the leader. But the funny thing is, Sean Schemmel. Well, it's another question. Never mind. That's my answer.
That's a good tease there. Sean shouldn't have that.
Before opening questions, want to let everyone know that Ninja Turtles is picking up a new season next year with a new design. The Turtles come back from the future.
Well, now what are we going to talk about? You're giving all the information now.
There is a character design for Leonardo for
Flip it down.
anyone. Okay.
Whoa. Oh, that looks
Character
it's a little
design.
different.
You got pupils.
Yeah. It's the only one shown so far, so if anyone wants to see it after the panel, I'll put the laptop over here so people can look at it. But I figured I would show this real fast before getting things started. But there's Leo. Now, anyone have questions? Turtle questions for the Turtles.
I have a question.
And-
Why on earth did they fast forward to the future?
Why not do we do fast forward in the future?
For the turtles.
They wanted to fast forward in the past, like Laura Ingalls, and then
That would be fast
Last
past.
twist.
Fast
The-
backwards.
what I heard about that, I don't know if you heard anything about this, was that I guess it's a Playmates. I don't know if it's a Playmates decision. I shouldn't say that, but I know that the expectation from all the money people who were investing in this show, which is the only reason it got made, because TV shows now get made for money, unless you're like girl 16 or lonely girl. But they thought that because the original show, our show had gotten really, really dark by the end of just going into the future. Before going to the future,
The stuff hadn't aired yet.
very convoluted. Like the lost episodes that finally came out. They were concerned that it was too dark, too convoluted, too confusing and complex. And the '80s show was so successful, and it was so like kind of goofy.
Light,
you know, it was light and fluffier, more teenage than Ninja, which we had become. So they thought that it would be a way to like get younger kids to buy more toys and stuff. I think. So we
Sounds
did
about
that.
right to me.
And I think it worked. I don't know if you have any sales figures, but I think.
fast forward toys can still be found in a lot of stores, kind of dusty on the shelves.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
We failed miserably.
I've met some like young kids who are like, I like fast forward, but most of the time it's like us, and everyone's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Stop being so goofy.
Well, people who work at 4Kids, like engineers and such, their children, I've heard that they enjoy it. So I guess we succeeded in that regard, that little kids do like it. I mean, it wasn't our idea, so don't judge me with your eyes.
It was actually Sam Riegel's idea.
Sam Riegel did it. John Campbell submitted it.
Yeah, and then Sam's writing partner fixed it up.
Yeah.
I like the dark stuff. I mean, I think it's kind of a bait and switch. I like the way the show is. The darker, the better for me. I'm grown up, and I like Adult Swim, and I cannot lie. But I think that switching it up like that was a little unfair to the viewership for the past like few years. To all of a sudden be like, you know.
I will say this too, and Michelle had said that we are doing the 13 and we're back in the past. I did tell Carol Weisman, the producer, last week actually, when I found out that we were doing the episodes. I said, I'm glad that we're doing that because I had said to Mike and to John and Sam, and I was like, I'll do one episode for free if we negate that and come back to the past. But now we're getting paid, so.
Oh well.
But I really think that we should have gone back to where we were. I wasn't really happy with
Well,
Fast
we
Forward.
started doing another season that we stopped. Was that was more fast forward? Was that?
Yeah, it was more fast forward.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The end.
Any more questions? Back there.
Wow.
Stand up, talk, say hi.
Back there or back there?
That's
You.
you, man.
Oh, okay.
You're back there, trust me.
How much did you get compared to the original series at the very beginning?
I'm sorry, how much did we...
How much
did you
money
get
do we get
compared?
compared to the old actors? No, I'm kidding.
Not as much, I don't think.
How do I compare it? Yeah, people always make a comparison. I mean, I heard more people say, "Oh, I like the original," which I totally understand because you have an expectation, you're used to a certain thing. It's like anytime you dub something, rarely do people just love the dub more immediately. Usually, as the series progresses,
It's gotta
people,
grow on you.
Yeah, it grows on you. Then you're like, "Oh wow, this is better," because now I'm used to something new, or I can now accept it for what it is as opposed to having a preconceived notion. But I think it was really tough for new people. Oh, you're awesome. It's because
Stay
it was,
focused.
That's everything.
it was so different, Then again, people like diehard truest, like people who read the comic book, people who knew what the real entomology of the series was, appreciated the new series more. But at the very beginning, I had more people tell me. Actually, I was at Comic-Con and saw someone with like an old school jumper, sweatshirt. Sorry, it's in Australia. They call them jumpers. And I was like, hey, that's awesome thing. They're like, I love turtles. And I was like, really? And then someone I was with was like, he's Leonardo. And they were like, wow, that's awesome. Wait, old or new? I was like, new. No. They didn't say that yet. They said, I love the Ninja Turtles, but the new one sucks.
And you give you a good eye, mate. Ran away.
And I was like, oh, have you seen it? And they were like, no, but it sucks. Yeah, and
That's
I
always a
was
good
like,
answer.
thanks, because I'm Leonardo in the new show. And they were like, no, I mean,
The show up here sucks.
can you sign it?
Yeah. I always love when you hear that, new or old. You never know what's going to happen when you're on this. I love turtles,
But
new or old.
that's not a good question, because those guys, like Cam Clark is, how old is Cam Clark? I mean, like,
I don't know their ages.
someone told me he was like 50s maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he would be up there now.
He's older
Yes.
than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to meet him. I've heard Sue
He's
Boo said,
awesome.
oh, you'd love each other. You'd get along great.
Sue said that? She would know.
She would
With
know.
the both of
She
yous.
knows us both. She is the common factor.
Denominator?
She's one of the ties between the two series.
Yes, and if A loves B and B loves C,
Transitive property.
A loves C.
Yeah. It's just a stupid conversation we had earlier. Has no place here in this room.
No one's laughing. All right, any more questions?
Any more questions? Okay, I have one. Any questions for the fans?
Old or new?
Your
Old,
pick.
thank you. You may leave.
Musical. That's what I like.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, between the movies, the old, the new, have they swapped out all the voices every time for each new incarnation of
Well,
the
see, this is
Turtles?
something
Does
that
anybody
I
ever stay on board
I talked
as a voice
to
actor?
Quentin about this earlier, Quentin Flynn, because he was cast as Casey Jones and was replaced. And
In the
when they
movie.
were doing in the movie, and when they had started casting the recent TMNT movie, we never even got considered. And initially, we were all a little bent out of shape about
That
that.
seemed like
and
an
rightly
odd first
so, 'cause-
choice.
Well, no, we were. But then I thought about it. I mean, 'cause we got a little insulted because they didn't ask us. But then again, it's not our decision to make. And I think it's actually kind of cool that every incarnation has a different cast, just because it gives people more work, and it's a different like folklore to it. It's a different interpretation of it. So I wasn't.
You're
in
wrong.
retrospect, thank you.
So all 4 turtles every time have always had 4 different people.
Yeah,
doing it,
I mean,
and every.
I'm just happy with this next 13 that we're still cast.
There's one
Yeah,
exception to that rule, and
I
that
bet you know what it
is yes, that I actually know who that is. The Coming Out of Their Shells tour and the original series had the same Leonardo.
Zing.
Coming out of the shells tour.
The Coming Out of Their Shells tour was a live tour that went around starting in 1990, where the Turtles went around and sang, danced.
My parents didn't love me enough for that.
They had a follow-up tour that not many know about, the Getting Down Here Town tour that was out in 1992, only at Six Flags Great America.
Wow.
I'm not winning much of a pizza shooter.
We need to every panel.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, so it's always been someone new, except for Cam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Alright.
Cam came back once. That was about it. Otherwise, with the movies, even the original movies, we had Leonardo and Michelangelo did the same for all 3 movies, but Don and Raph were switched up. Corey Feldman came back for the 3rd, but he was not in the 2nd, and Raph had a new voice in each of the movies. Matt Hill, who wore the costume for the 3rd Turtle movie, was the voice of Raphael for the Next Mutation TV series. So, you get some people who are able to go from one media to another, but it's very, very rare.
Any questions for her?
We'll be outside.
I'm totally.
Well,
not
what
Turtles
do you
first.
guys want to see as fans? Like, what is your interest in the show? Like, what do you want to see besides obviously no more future stuff?
Yeah, no more future stuff. I always want to know what you like, what you don't like, what works. Karate Kid.
Well, I thought it would be kind of cool if they come out with another movie like the old ones.
Yeah.
Like a
Live
live
action.
Live action.
Live action. Love those.
That doesn't really help us at all, but thank you.
With you guys
turtle
vocally.
suits.
Well,
Yeah.
Don't you think it'd be better if, like, when they have toys, commercials for the toys, that you, like, instead of some, like, random guy going, I'm a Ninja Turtle, like, you got the real voices going,
I did one once.
oh, for Walmart, right?
Yeah, for Canada, I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Get out of here,
Once.
kids.
For, like, all the Playmates toys and stuff. I did one for McDonald's in London.
Oh wow.
Check you out. One up me on the Canada London thing.
London beats Canada, hands down.
Paper beats rock, so. Rock goes right to
Any
the
more
paper.
questions?
I know, right?
Seriously.
Okay. Favorite episodes?
Unconvincing Turtle Titan. Clearly a fan favorite.
Actually, we're doing a poll on TMNT, and it is one of the top 4. Right now we're seeing which one of the top 4 ends up getting it. Tales of Leo is another one of the top 4 from season 1.
We're going head to head. Again, a popular choice.
And
No,
Meet
I'll-
Casey Jones. Don don't have an episode in that top 4.
Not
The
even
last
the
one
King?
is no.
The Dark Dawn Future episode with the one arm and all that?
That's
pretty cool.
not season 1. The King
Oh.
is in season 1, but it didn't get many votes. So the other one that's in the top 4 is Return to New York Part 3.
Because 1 and 2 were terrible. The third one was the best? Okay. Well, that's rare.
Your favorite episode, Mike?
Now you don't want to talk?
Nope, that was an episode of Glass.
I don't know, one episode 10 in season 1 where Shredder tries to seduce Leo with a sword and all the guys are like, wait, we already have a master, what are you doing? That one like always stands out in my mind. It was one of the earliest ones we did. It was one of the better animated ones because there's like 3 teams that animate. There's like an A, B, and a C team, and like so every 3rd, 2nd, or 4th episode, like you can see the quality sort of do different things. And that one was really well done with like, that was the one I think where Splinter explained to us what happened to his master. And it was really well art directed and like all the slats, like the panels on the screen, and I thought that was a really beautiful episode that came together really well. And I went in to hang out with John Dixon, who's mixing it, and I met De Niro.
Oh, that's right. You told me that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a lot of fond memories of that episode 10 in season 1.
And that's Shredder Strikes,
Shredder Strikes.
Part 1.
Thank you.
Not
Okay.
3, because 3 you kind of lost.
There's no 3 to that area.
I figured you would say that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Demon Within. What?
Any more questions from the crowd?
Enemy Within,
Questions?
Enemy. Thank you.
Questions, comments.
Yes, sir.
Are there any episodes or other characters or anything you just plain didn't like?
Oh, Lord.
Had no
Man,
use for
this
it,
is
but the show would have been
dangerous
better off
thin
without it.
No, we love it all, especially doing the kids turtle.
They were cute. I didn't like doing the voice so much.
When I had to do, we had a Christmas break. We were gone for like 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
when you come back, Michael, you'll be Leo, of course, and you're gonna play Parker. Okay, great, Parker. I'll do over his lines. Then I show up, and they're like, by the way, he's Australian.
The day of the record.
And
yeah.
I'm like, are you high? You didn't tell me this 3 weeks ago, so I could like look at a
Rent Crocodile Dundee.
something.
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'd never been there. Now I've finally been there. I was there like a month ago.
They don't
And
sound anything like Crocodile Dundee.
They don't at all. They actually don't like him. They're like,
Like with you?
everyone thinks we.
You like Larry the Cable Guy, don't you? So about this equal
Yeah,
importance to that.
I used to think America was the Dukes of Hazzard because I lived in London, visited some people in Georgia, and watched Dukes of Hazzard. And went, that's what it looks like outside. So anyway, so it was a bad rap. But it was tough, and it was mean that I had to do a very complicated accent, never having done it before, on the spot, and say things like cryogenic containment unit.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember having like, what? I've never heard it. Can I just say blimey a lot? Yeah, crikey. I added a crikey and then wrote that slide, but cryogenic containment unit. I don't know. Yeah. So I had some Australians say it out there, and it was pretty close.
You made them do it?
Yeah. I did a panel. Australians think it's funny that no one can do their accent worth a damn. They're like, everyone's rubbish. Rubbish. So I was like, okay, well, why don't you help me out? Well, first of all, let me hear you're American. And they're like,
I'm an American.
I'm talking about a car. And I'm like,
I like cheese.
You're great. That was so perfect. But then I had them say cryogenic containment unit, and the only thing I might have done too much of is too much, Instead, they're like unit. They throw it away a lot. They don't open their mouth as much.
They're careless people.
They're a bunch of prisoners. So.
Any more questions from the crowd? Okay.
We got
Mike,
nothing.
I got one that I enjoyed at my first time seeing
It's
you
a
in
floppy
2003.
Look, floppy.
Tell everyone about your stunt for Michelangelo.
Oh. So, Mikey is fun and goofy, and he eats and burps a lot. But when it comes to I guess you don't burp so
Well,
much.
I don't. Yeah, I'm a little. I have more dignity and class than you. I don't burp quite so dramatically, or on cue. And with the time factor of being in the booth, we just have Mike do all the burping. You ready?
No.
You can't just share. I can't do one.
I mean. Oh! No, now I can't. Right. I think I'm pooped a little. Wait. The thing is, they warm up. So
That sounds really great in a microphone, though.
By the end, I'll be burping a lot.
Well, because what used to happen, we'd meet in the morning and do like a table read, a rehearsal of the script, and we'd have breakfast. We'd have bagels or egg sandwiches or bananas, whatever we have for breakfast. And there you go. We'd have a break for an hour after doing the table read, so he had time to digest, I guess. And by the time he came for the
Then I'd just be like blah blah blah.
big shit. And I think he got so good at it that our engineer would just record on downtime
Yeah,
because he randomly burp and just we'll say that for the library.
Yeah. It's better when I'm standing.
No, it's sit. It's typical.
But Carol Weissman, one of the producers, cannot stand. She's like, I'm gonna throw up. Stop it.
And she always comes in right when you're doing that.
Yeah.
She's like,
No, I'm Carol. Oh. Why? That's our Carol voice. She sounds nothing like that. She sounds exactly like this. And Sam doesn't even say it and just goes,
Not even non-com.
Hi. So I'd start burping her name and stuff. Yeah, Carol. How undignified. Have I offended anyone with the burping? I apologize.
People are leaving. See what you did.
For my next trip, I'm going to fart.
Don't do that.
I can't actually
Ain't you
fart
got
on
no
cue.
clue?
I had a roommate that could fart on cue to a beat. Whatever.
Wow.
Elliot!
He's a senator,
Lucky
guys.
man. Yeah, now he's a senator. No, but he actually made a movie and he's writing scripts and now he's like doing quite well in entertainment.
Oh, Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, that's yeah, you know him? You know his work?
Stevie.
Amistad. Anyone else? Howard the Duck.
He didn't direct that, though.
Any questions?
He had something to do with it, but he didn't direct it.
I'm so glad I came prepared in case this. Would you like to tell everyone about Ninja, please?
I'm trying to remember how that started.
I was trying to do a line and some sometimes there's a little too much tomfoolery in the booth.
Nonsense.
Hogwash, I say.
Balderdash.
I didn't know you. So at first, like everyone's like cutting up, and the first session I was like, okay, I'm afraid of getting fired, and everyone's just like, ah.
Well, yeah, he was the new guy, and
I
he
was
was kind
like,
of
oh,
nervous, and he
here
was
we
the
are.
leader, so.
All right, we're surrounded by 4 guys in turtle costume. What? You guys kind of like work, and then, so I loosened up a little bit, but at some point, I don't know what season we're in, like 1 or 2. I don't know. It's
It was
early
early,
on.
yeah.
And I'm trying to align, and you and John are off in the corner, literally like something happened, and we're all laughing, and you could not stop. And then I would go, and you'd be like, you know,
Throwing pencils at you.
yeah. One of the things they do is they put a pencil on the side of the music stand like this, and it's hard.
It's a
fast.
dart.
It's a dart. We're trying to throw them in the foam on the walls.
Yeah.
It's like kindergarten. It really is. And then we have nap time, and then someone changes me, and I have. But so I'm there,
please.
and I'm like, Master. Come on, guys. And you're just like, trying to make me laugh, and I couldn't. Also, our director at the time, Sue Blue, was on the phone.
No, she. Oh yeah, she was on the phone.
Yeah, on a phone patch. So she's like, all right, I said action, and I'm like, I'm sorry, and now I'm the ass. Because,
Because you can't see what we're doing.
you know, and then and John has got a monitor. Every now and then he'll go like this. Well, this is what John looks like when we're recording. And then he goes. So he's looking at me, and I'm like. But I can't explain, like, they're being bad! I was like, I'm sorry, Sue, just, okay, are we rolling? And
Come on, guy, let's go now.
And they keep doing stuff and throwing crap and making me laugh and saying whatever catchphrase was making us laugh that day.
Yeah.
And so I turned to them, and I don't know where it came from, but I said, Ninja, please! So that I could get a line out. And Ninja, please stuck for a long
did,
time.
yeah.
Ninja, please. Which made everyone laugh more, so I couldn't get recording for like 10 minutes. It was born of necessity.
We're gonna try this again. Anyone else with a question?
Come on,
Anyone?
there's been some people coming in and out. There's got to be some questions from the new people.
You know, like, what panel is this?
Who are these guys? Why are they turtle heads?
What are these? Okay,
I got a question. How often is it that you guys do like voices for each other? Like, say, when you do Mike's burps, is there a time when Wayne has to do someone else's voice?
He's scratched my parts. Like, I was away.
There was a big period of time when Mike was traveling to conventions like this, and
No, I was working too.
and you were. I'm sorry, no, it wasn't all fun and games like this.
I was busy meeting the fans.
You were out there, glad handing people. But you were out there, yeah, doing work elsewhere, and he wasn't really as available. And we like to do it at the same time, all 4 of us. So when you were gone, they had to get a scratch track down so they could mix it and everything. And I would just
animate to something.
to animate to it, yeah, placeholders, I guess it was for. And yeah, I would have to do by default. I guess I had to do your voice because I was the best mimic.
Yeah, Vinny is known as our resident, like, really good Carmen Miranda. Wait, what's the lizard that changes? Chameleon. Yes, he's really versatile. You're known for it, and not just like different voices, but different mouths. Like, you sound like different people, not just different voices. You know,
Right,
Like a lot of people do different voices, have the same articulation, and
Yeah.
and you
Well,
can
'cause
mimic
we-
people really well.
Yeah, and there was a period of
Hats
time. Thank you. You want to put it on and take it out? When we were doing Fast Forward, sorry, there was a bit where we were doing the Dark Turtles, and I had to
Always
do
tough.
regular Mikey, Dark Mikey, regular Leo, and Dark Leo. Not a good day. Drank a lot of tea later on. It was a good day for Lipton.
But it was also like, because we did so many episodes together, you kind of got a sense of my cadence and stuff, not just like trying to sound like my voice.
Yeah.
So the real important thing, because the voice is going to be replaced anyway, is getting my sort of speed, and you're very good at that. So my hat's off to you, and I thank you for covering when I was gone. I actually did a line, we're doing ADR, and Darren was like, we're missing something on RAF, and we're mixing in an hour, and I was like, let me see it, and it was something like, or something, but I heard it, and then I just did it, and it was better than I've ever done his voice.
And better than Campbell.
Actually, I saw the episode and I saw the scene. I was like, "Oh wait, I did that! I didn't even like hear it when it went by. It just sounded like him. It was like a guys or something like a thing, and it sounded just like him.
What are you doing, Leo?
Not even John knows that I did his voice for one cue, but it aired as me doing his voice.
Let's give him a call.
I'm usurping your part.
We started a tradition with Anime Next 2005 for Wayne.
Version is that?
Yes, whenever Faye is at a panel for Ninja Turtles, she does something for you.
Oh yes.
Yes, so
Bring
she
it.
must do it. So,
What did she do? Did she
Okay,
dance for your pleasure? Like the green alien.
No, the story behind this is first time I got to meet Wayne at Anime Nights in '05, some friends and I got together. We decided to put together a little song thing for him. So.
You got time for your body.
And what?
Nothing.
Oh, have you seen the musical Conrad Birdie? That's kind of where we got the tune from. Here it goes. We love Wayne Grayson, oh yes we do. We love Wayne Grayson, it will be true. When we can't hear you, we're blue. As Mikey,
Blue.
we love you.
Grazie. Thank you.
Thanks for saying blue.
Would you like a song for you too?
Oh, I don't want to steal his thunder.
Oh, okay.
And any more questions before I do this last request for them?
More work.
I've asked this at other voice actors panels before. When you guys go in to record, is there anything that you do or say that kind of gets you into character or kind of gets you going?
I was going to mention when we were talking about doing each other's voices that I don't know if we do it anymore, but we used to start off when we'd warm up. Sam especially would try and get in that nerdy voice, and he just go, what's this thing like?
Yeah, possible, but not likely.
That was his warm up, and I think I went, hey, and you went, guys,
because he would say guys every like 10th word was guys, we have to
Pay
we gotta-
attention,
guys, put that in the comic book, guys, we gotta guys and dolls, guys.
and I think John just would take a sip of tea, a Ricola.
Yeah, what was it?
Yeah, it's like some weird demented Frankenstein monster by way of Raphael.
So the warm was like nerdy, yeah, guys.
Yeah,
Like in
they got a song. It was hey.
There are various things, but when you do a show like this and you do it so much, then if you don't do it as much and you show up every like 2 months to do your little part, then you need a vocal reference usually, and they'll save something on the side, you can hear it.
But we've done this so many times.
We do it so many times, we just know where it sits.
We know inside and out. That's what this sign means, apparently. It's inside and out.
And infinity.
Double helix.
Anyone else? No?
Oh, there's gonna be a request.
Yes, there's a request. This was done last year at the Matt Hill panel. I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen a guest do. At the end, he requested that all of the people at the panel came up for a big group shot with the guest. So we'll have a group photo. Anyone got their cameras and would like someone to take pictures, to do a group photo with the guest, and everyone can take a part in it. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that video footage. As you can see, I had the Leonardo and Michelangelo head there. It just made sense since we had a Michelangelo and Leonardo sitting there. That was just, ways of making the panel even more interesting for those who came. We gave out fact sheets to anyone who walked in the door on what was going on with Ninja Turtles for that year. And we had everything prepared to keep the conversation moving even if there wasn't questions from the crowd. That was a fun event. It was a lot of fun seeing Mike and Wayne. And always, I enjoy going to Yomacon. To this day, I have not missed 1 year of that convention. And there's only been 2 years where I went that they did not have somebody who worked on Ninja Turtles. So, yeah, check out Youmacon if you get the chance. If you're in Detroit during Halloween time. And find out what all the buzz is about. Next time on Cowabunga Corner, I'm doing a review of Donatello. Since my other character review for Season 5 wasn't too, friendly, one would say, I'm going to jump on a happier note since Donnie is my second favorite turtle, and talk about what makes him so awesome to me. And I hope you guys will join us. Catch you guys next time.